Alright, so today we're going house hunting in Austin, Texas. I'm currently traveling around living in different cities and I just love looking at housing, love looking at real estate. Big Redfin, big Zillow gal. Doing either house hunting or apartment hunting videos in each city just to see what's out there, what you can get for different price points. I find it super interesting. The housing situation across the US right now is just insane because of lower interest rates and the pandemic. If you follow real estate markets in different cities, you know what's happening in Austin, but I think maybe a lot of people don't realize the extent of what's going on. And also just being here now for about a month and just talking to Uber drivers and people, the housing market here is crazy. The total value of homes in Austin, Texas increased about 39% year over year, which is wild. That means if last year at this time you owned a house worth $500,000, it's now worth about $700,000. But that's actually the largest gain in all top 100 US cities right now. So Austin is growing the fastest. Austin is a super cool city. A lot of people are finding that out. It's becoming a big tech city. It was cheaper than San Francisco, New York. So a lot of people moving here from other states during like the height of the pandemic. A lot of people were moving to the Sun Belt, wanted more space, warm weather. So it's a mix of investors buying up cheap properties. Some of them I've tracked, I've looked online, like just in the neighborhood that I'm staying in right now, there's a lot of homes that have been sold in 2020 for about $270,000, and then an investor is flipping them and selling them for about $1.5 million. And then the other thing happening, which also happened in Seattle, honestly, this market reminds me a lot of Seattle a few years ago. When I was first looking for a condo, there'd be 15 offers on each place. The top like 8 would be all cash and way over asking, and that's basically what's happening here. A lot of all cash offers going way over asking. You'll see in this video, but the realtor Wade was talking about how a few of the properties that he just sold went 200 over asking, one went 470 over asking. Like, it's nuts here. So hopefully this video is interesting for you to see if you had no idea what's happening in Austin, Texas. It's happening, things are happening. I reached out to a realtor here, Wade Giles, who's gonna be showing us around today. And we're looking at 3 different properties. I wanted kind of a mix. I wanted like a total tear down, just so you could see like what that might be priced at and what that looks like. And then a second one that's like a fixer-upper in a good neighborhood, definitely is interesting and has some character, you'll see. And then a third one, which is a very expensive, modern, new build, which those are just popping up everywhere. Like, it totally reminds me of Seattle. If you live in Seattle, you know I'm talking about that like boxy, modern style that's basically just like copy and pasted everywhere now. I don't know, I think that's kind of unfortunate. I wish like we could switch up the style a little bit or like create an Austin style here, because a lot of the houses just start looking exactly the same and it just makes them look cheap even though they are not cheap. But anyways, let's go look at the properties. If you enjoy this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. I wanted to say thank you to Wade for helping me out, showing me around. I'm gonna have his info listed down below if you're in need of a realtor for Austin. He is the top realtor in this zip code, so he's killing it. He's been in Austin for about 8 years, so he's seen all of the growth. He knows the neighborhoods really well. But let's get into it and look at property number 1.
Hey, I'm Wade Giles. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas with the Giles Group. Follow me on Instagram at WadeATX or Giles Group on YouTube. And if you're moving to Austin, I'd love to help you out.
So property number 1 is a complete total tear down. There was mold in this one, like terrible condition. So this is definitely gonna be a full tear down.
You asked for a fixer-upper?
Yeah, no, this is a fixer-upper. Okay, so this first property has mold, so we're wearing masks, but this is total fixer-upper and there's multiple offers already.
Buying the land here, it's 0.2 of an acre, so about 1/5 of an acre.
So basically you're paying about $750,000 for the land essentially, but you're also having to put about $75,000 in to tear it down. So you have over $800,000 in on this property. I'm guessing someone is probably going to, you know, put a couple $100,000 in, build something totally new. So at that point you're about $1 million in, and then they'll either, you know, hold on to it, live in it, or probably sell it for a couple million or over. So that's like how the tear downs are going here. There are tear downs that you can get for like closer to 500,000. Again, it really depends on the area, like how far out you are. But again, those are gonna likely be all cash offers. There was a really nice backyard, like big backyard space, so someone could definitely put in a pool and build a really nice backyard. Oh, here's one lamp. Nope. Major
Sometimes it's just cheaper to start over. Just this past week, I got One property under contract for $200,000 over asking, another one for $305,000 over asking. Last week we put one for $470,000 over asking.
I was having some Wynn technical difficulties, but I was just saying how nice the neighborhood is. You're really buying it, you know, for the area.
And on a nice, beautiful day, it's just crawling with people. Tons of shopping, tons of restaurants. It's just a fun place to hang out.
So heading to property number 2, driving through South Congress, and then going through this neighborhood, I just wanted to show you what some of the houses and streets look like in Austin if you've never been. But here's some of the more modern ones I mentioned. And then you kind of have a mix of like this beautiful stone, older kind of house, but so many of the new modern ones popping up. All right, so property number 2, I would consider like fixer-upper / remodel. There's definitely a lot of work that could be done to this place, but you know, depending on what you want to live with, it is livable. You could do just like likely cosmetic things. Obviously, we don't know you have to do an inspection and see what's going on, but this one was built in 1948. It's in Zilker Park, which is like one of the best areas to be in Austin.
It's a great neighborhood.
And this is the same neighborhood that lot could sell for like 1.4. Just an empty lot, yeah.
Someone very, very well may buy this just for the lot.
Wow. It's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, but it has an ADU in the back, or like a casita in the back that I'm guessing they were renting out or putting on Airbnb. It's less than 2 miles from downtown, and it's also in walking distance to a bunch of shopping, South Congress, South Lamar, Lady Bird Lake. Like, it's in a killer area. But this one is $1,489,000. Oh my God, this is so cool. I love this. Spiral staircase. Open. I love like when it rains and there's this kind of sunlight thing. Another room with like the crazy windows. So cool, you can see palm trees. Goes out to this patio.
So, check this thing out.
Oh my God.
Isn't
that's
wild?
creepy. What is happening there? That's a little questionable. Okay, I'm a tiny person, but this is like pretty tiny. Interesting. Oh my God. I had to sink this size in one of my Seattle apartments.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How could you wash your hands?
It was tough. Actually, it was hard to wash your face. So many hidden doors here. I guess if you need some breeze while you're going to the bathroom. Toilet? Door. Okay, so here's the master.
Here's the closet.
But personally, I loved this one. Like, if I was moving here and wanted to spend that much money on a fixer-upper, I loved this. Like, it had so much character and just like very funky. I love the like open glass windows on the ceiling. There's a spiral staircase in the house. Like, this was a funky house. There's like a hobbit door happening. There's a lot of weird things with this, like super funky, very deep tiled tub. If it was me, I would keep the character of the home, definitely keep the windows, keep the spiral staircase, probably do some additions, and then definitely, obviously, major like cosmetic remodel. Every aspect of this house is just like funky. Oh my God, they must have been tall. This is really tall. Oh, there's another bedroom over here or something. That's interesting.
Pretty odd.
Pretty odd.
This one?
I'm scared. Oh God. Whoa, it smells interesting in here. Is that like mold? What is that?
Probably.
It doesn't smell great.
Since we've been hanging out, we've had a lot of
Yeah, our mold exposure today, we're probably good. There is a ton of space. You could expand and still have like a pool and backyard. And it's all flat, which is nice. ADU or whatever this is. Oh yeah, it's like an ADU. Oh, okay, this was for sure an Airbnb or something. I have the same issue. This is so tiny. Actually, you know, I could totally live here.
Not for me.
Oh, there's the toilet. Oh God. Well, that's weird. They have a toilet down here too. Why do you need 2 toilets?
I guess if you like really hate your partner, you would just use the one upstairs.
Yeah. I just think this one has a lot of potential. Super funky, smelled like cats. Definitely has a lot of work. Just to give you an idea, here's some other houses that are in Zilker Park in that neighborhood. So it's like a very high-end super nice neighborhood. Heading to property number 3, the last property, which is in Travis Heights. We actually saw a coyote just running wild through the middle of the neighborhood. What the heck, man? Also, have you ever seen a coyote's face up close? It's kind of terrifying. Oh, this is a cool neighborhood. I love all the trees.
Back in November, I was talking to a friend of mine who runs a nonprofit called The Heart That Gives, and they build orphanages and schools in South Africa. And she was telling me about a young boy who was aging out of the system. He was 17 years old and was no longer able to stay at the orphanage, but yet he still doesn't have any family. So moving forward, for every 10 homes that we sell in Austin, we're building a home in South Africa for these children who don't have anywhere else to go.
Have you guys built one yet?
We just finished our first house.
Oh, so cool.
So we've got 4 more in the works.
Now the last property number 3, the new construction. It's in Travis Heights, which is another really nice neighborhood. It's 4-bed, 3.5 bath. This one has actually been sitting on the market for 47 days, which is a long time for Austin. And I asked Wade why that might be, and he said there's a few reasons. He thinks it might be the garage. It's a small, just 1-car garage. Maybe the price point. They haven't dropped the price at all, so it seems like they're really like sticking to that price point. The kitchen is beautiful.
No mold in this one.
Better not be it for $3 million. It looks like the island is a little bit lighter, which I like. I love the windows.
This property is listed for $3.195 million. Asking is just under $1,000 a foot, $953 a foot. High ceilings, lots and lots of light, natural light, beautiful views of downtown skyline.
Oh, office or bedroom?
Yeah, could be either one.
Super tall ceilings.
Really high ceilings, light and bright, even on a gloomy day like today. Powder bath here, and then really, really spacious primary suite.
Cool sink. Loved the master, really nice and bright, and I love how there's the patio doors going out to the back right here, and then wait till you see this friggin' bathroom and closet. I'm not usually like a tan person, but I really like this.
Yeah, tan's coming back.
Yeah.
You know, it was all about the grays.
Gray, white marble.
And now we're getting all these earth tones, which is kind of cool. You were so tiny.
I hear that a lot.
I'll tell you.
4'11".
Oh my god, so incredible.
Oh. Oh my god, I feel like you can't even tell how massive this is on camera. So big. Oh my god. He's like, I'm guessing you put whatever in here. But...
Yeah. Tons of built-ins. Got a beautiful countertop here.
A normal walk-in is like from here to here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I could move in, yeah.
Sure.
Up we go.
Second living area over here, a little den. Great place for television, just kind of hang out.
Oh my god, rooftop. Oh, with like the city view, that is so cool. Yeah. One thing I did love with this house is you feel like you're in like a little tree house because you're up really high on a hill. You can see downtown, which was really cool. You can see the buildings from the patio and a bunch of the windows. And there's so many floor to ceiling windows, so you do just feel like you're outside basically, which is really nice. But like on a nice sunny Austin day, I feel like this one would be so pretty. There was a ton of extra space. I mean, it's 4-bedroom, but also there was different little like nooks and stuff that added space as well. And then the massive rooftop patio. This entire property just kind of feels like you're outside because there's so much natural light, and also it's a gloomy day right now, so I can't even imagine if it was like a sunny, nice day, what it would feel like in here. There's just a ton of natural light and you're like surrounded by trees, and because you're up higher and on a hill, like you're way above the houses in front, so it just feels like you're in the trees. Whenever you're doing housing searches, I find it super helpful and interesting, and just if you're trying to like research on different areas too, definitely go through the price history and see what it was a few years ago, but also see like the more recent history, because you can see that a lot of times there's some interesting things happening. Like they'll take it off the market if it hasn't sold, they'll relist it maybe higher or lower. You can kind of get an idea of where the sellers might be at. Like maybe they've relisted it a few times because it hasn't sold. But yeah, this one has been on the market for a long time for a house that looks like this and in a good neighborhood. So there's definitely something happening there, you know, price too high, whatever. Austin, there's definitely like a luxury market here. Like there are houses that are, you know, $10 million. So I'm guessing like people who want to spend $3 million are finding better things than this house. I will say this is obviously, you know, it's a beautiful house. It's modern, new construction. For me, I don't find this kind of house like attractive. It just reminds me of like the copy paste houses in Seattle. Obviously anyone would be beyond lucky to be able to afford this and live in this. Like, I'm not saying that, but I just think that it just feels like very generic. And for being $3 million, there weren't that many like super nice features. I don't know. I just felt like it was missing something. Maybe that's how other people are feeling. That's why it's still sitting. It definitely didn't feel cheap, but it didn't feel like it was a $3 million house. So in the backyard, you can see there's turf, which is actually really expensive. And I'm sure that's really nice in like the Texas heat because you don't have to worry about your grass dying or whatever. And also it's just like easy to clean off. It looks really pretty. So they did do turf. They had to build a retaining wall to level that off enough. That can be really expensive in Texas because in Austin, there's limestone and a lot of rock under the soil. So basically you're having to like drill into rock in order to build a retaining wall or to like level things out. This could be where I vlog for a small $3 million.
An update on that first house. We got 8 offers on it.
Oh my God, how many were all cash?
Most of them.
8 offers, almost all cash. For how much over asking?
He didn't tell me.
So that's house number 3. I'm curious, which house is your favorite? Personally, if I was choosing between one of these, a teardown could be fun. If money wasn't an issue here, I just really liked property number 2. I am just like fingers crossing that no one just fully tears that down. I'm curious. I want to like check in a couple years and see what's happening with that house. Like I said, you can find things cheaper out. There's Pflugerville, which is a suburb that is definitely going to be growing, I think, as more people are pushed out. There's definitely a bunch of different areas that I've heard of people talking about that are good to buy right now because as Austin grows, it's just going to be expanding out. And there's a lot that are within like 20 minutes of downtown for the most part. Those are also going up, but it's not as expensive as like in Austin. The good news though with Austin and like where it's located is there's definitely still a ton of room to expand. Whereas like in Seattle, there's nowhere to expand. Like everything is already, you know, built out. But Austin, there's a lot of suburbs that are like very close by, like within 20 minutes that aren't, you know, super built out yet, and there's more room to grow. So I guess that's a good thing. At least it's good that it's still close. It's funny because people in Austin think like 20 minutes is like a big drive. I'm like, you have not sat in Seattle traffic. You're going half a mile in 20 minutes. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and found it interesting or something. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye. Oh, my alarm. Wow, that was perfect timing. I was hoping to get done by this time.
I'm Wade Giles. I'm a real estate agent here in Austin, Texas with the Giles Group. And this is my home. I mean, this is not my home, but Austin is my home.